Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Good afternoon. We don't know where you are, so good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. We are now in the month of March. Can you believe it, Shirley? March already. Of the Family Health Show, Season 2, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. Know Your Body. Thank you for joining us today. My name, your host today, is Sharon. I'm Sharon, and the co-host is.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charlene. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Okay, so we have another exciting presentation for you today. I'm just going to quickly come off sharing my screen so that we can just, where's my mouse? We'll go back on it in a minute. Okay, so yes, True Temperance International, who are we? For some of you, it might be your first time on here. I'm not sure, I don't recognize everybody's name. I recognize most of you. And if it is your first time on TTI, TTI stands for True Temperance International. We're a ministry with a group of friends who love to share health information with everybody that we meet. And but we're not necessarily fanatical about health. Obviously we're realistic. We live in a real world. But we love to share the messages of health and that God has given to us, and we can share with others as we try to live the best life we can. And those of you who are joining us on YouTube, hi everyone. Okay, so we look forward to interacting with you as best as we can. And what we do is most weeks out of the month, there's 1 week we have a week off, which was last week, the last week of the month. But most weeks we have a presentation for you, brought with presenters from all over the globe, sharing some amazing nuggets of health. And we're currently going through a series called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made, Know Your Body. And before we go too much into that, I am going to bring up the promo slides, because there's a lot of things that we promote that's going to help you, and hopefully you'll be able to share the information and gain from it as well. So we are screen sharing. So today's presentation is, we're praying right now because I haven't seen him on the platform yet, and we're really praying for Dr. Gandhi Madzala to come on. I know last time, 2 weeks ago, there was difficulties with internet connection because of the weather, but prayerfully we're expecting that he will come on very shortly to share with us the role of vitamin A, potassium and sodium in nutrition therapy. That's with Dr. Gandhi Madzala. So we're really looking forward to hear what he has to tell us about with that. And before we give you lots of information, we have a disclaimer. So Charlene, are you able to unmute and read the disclaimer, please?
Yes, so the TTI disclaimer is: only a physician can diagnose, treat, and prescribe for illness or disease. Any information disclosed or discussed at the TTI Zoom talk show is for educational and informational purposes only. Please continue to seek professional medical advice from your general practitioner regarding any illness or disease you may be suffering from.
Thank you, Charlene. Okay, so as well as the health presentations that we do most Saturday afternoons or morning or evening or whatever time of day it is where you are, we like to stay in touch with you all throughout the week because of several things. We do have question and answers after the sessions, but sometimes we don't always think about the questions at the time that we're on. And it may well be that it might not even be particular to the topic that's being presented. So if you do have questions, you can stay in touch with us using our Telegram groups. We have a men's wellness group where we encourage the men to interact with each other. We have the women's wellness group where we encourage the women to interact with each other. So it's sharing your health concerns, your questions, trying to get advice, and also encouraging each other with the challenges, because we do set challenges most weeks. And sometimes people may struggle with it, and it's what we can do to just help you on the way to achieving a positive result with the challenge. But also we have a spiritual health group, and it's on there that we tend to share encouraging words, and the groups are ours. It's not TTI council members only. It's as lively as you want it to be, as interactive as you want it to be. And on the spiritual health group, we share devotionals, testimonies as well, and we share with you the links to our Bible study, which is on a Friday, most Fridays, with Remnant, Charlene? Remnant Connections?
Remnant Connections, yes.
Remnant Connections. Okay. So that's our Telegram group. So if you don't have Telegram installed on your device, you'll need to do that so that you can click on the link, which we've got the URLs there for. So take a screenshot with your device if you haven't already joined up, and you'll be able to communicate with a family, a TTI family, during the week. Charlene.
Hi.
Hi. This poster is an exciting thing that's coming up for us all, and we are so looking forward to it. And I am going to ask Charlene to share with us a bit more about it. And it's not just from TTI. This is ministries collaborating together as we work together to bring you something in the UK. So over to you, Charlene.
Okay, so this is a health conference on the 29th of August to the 4th of September. And as Sharon said, it's ministries coming together and sharing what we know with you all. So TTI has been running for about 2 years, nearly 2 years. And everything that's been on Zoom or on our YouTube channel, it will be live, physical with you all for 1 week. Of course, we can't do 2 years program in 1 week, but it will be majority of it within this 1 week span of this health conference. So for the workshops, we'll be having physiotherapy, we'll be having herbs in your home, we'll be having detox and therapies, cooking demos, juicing, and many more. There's so many, country living, so there's quite a range of things. So it's the price is on there. I'm not going to discuss about the price now, but it does include accommodation and includes the workshops as well. And you can come join us for a week. You can come and join us for a weekend. You can come and join us for just the Sabbath only. So there's options there. So if you would like to join us, please contact our email address, ttinternational777@gmail.com or ahreformers@gmail.com. And on AH Reformers website, the booking form will be there as well if you would like the booking form. But if you like more information, please contact one of the two and we will be happy to help. But please join us. Come and see us if you don't know us and you just met us throughout the Zoom and for the 2 years. Come and join us and see us. It will be nice to meet you all physically, especially as it's been lifted when it comes to lockdown. It'll be nice to see you all.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to do a bit of sign language in the house because we're obviously not muted, and I've got 3 other members of the family in here with me. Sorry, I'm not sure what Isaac's trying to say to me. He's not very good at sign language. Okay, but thank you. So yes, so we are looking forward to meeting many of you who are able to come over to the UK, and Wales is part of the United Kingdom, and it's a beautiful part, really nice and green, luscious, lots of sheep, but there'll be lots of people together as we learn more about the medical missionary work that we are so benefiting from, and also the remedies, the treatments, as Charlene has already said. So looking forward to that. And hopefully it'll be warm there as well at that time of the year. Well, it will definitely be warmer than it is now. Okay. But that, I'm not trying to put you off from coming to the UK if you are able to come over. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you. And those of you who are already here, save up your pennies. You can see it's not too expensive. So we really, really would love to see you. Okay, next slide, if I can move on. Here we go. This one is, oh, actually, I should have put some photos on here from the cooking that I did with Plant Easy. This is called Reset Your Hormones. It's a cooking class that Plant Easy, also known as Janine Higgins, who you can see there on the slide, is putting on for anybody who's interested. And it's going to be on the 20th of March. That's a Sunday in the evening UK time, which is 4 to 6:30. In America, we're talking about 11 till 1:30. And the cost, as you can see, is there on the poster. There'll be coaching and cooking demonstrations, and it's not, Janine doesn't just do the one dish, she does plenty dishes. So you have a lot to learn from, and covering the following topics. And although it's feminine based, the food is for anybody who likes food. Okay, adults, children, men, women, yeah, everybody. But it's the focus is going to be on hormones, balancing your hormones. So it's understanding your menstrual cycle, and eating to reduce period pain. So those are the topics that are going to be focused on. Our presenter, or the presenter that Janine has managed to contact and secure for this presentation, is Deborah Blaine. She's a women's health coach. So for more information, please contact Janine Higgins. Her number is 079 676 26391, or you can go on planteasy@icloud.com. So the information is there. Hopefully you're able to get a screenshot of that, the PMS coach. Now, Charlene, can you tell us, for those of you who are not sure, what does PMS stand for? I think it's something
PMS
to do with...
stands for premenstrual syndrome.
Right, I got the premenstrual, but I couldn't work out what the S was. So I thought maybe I was not quite in the right place. But thank you very much, Audrey, for helping me on that. So premenstrual syndrome coach. And for the husbands out there, or fathers who may be concerned about their ladies in their lives, you may do well to come on as well and know how to keep your loved ones' hormones balanced, because what did they say? A happy life, a happy wife, or something like that. I'm sure you've heard the phrase before.
Happy wife, happy life.
There you go. Happy wife, happy life. So please, and you may even want to gift your wife. I think Mother's Day may be coming soon. So hey, why not? And moving on to the next slide. So some of you may have done the no, that's another slide coming up, sorry. Some of you may have been to Manor House and heard the presenter on here, Lucille Fifield. She's one of the directors of Manor House, and we also have Joan Cornwall. She's also one of the health presentation. How would you describe Joan with regards to Manor House, Charlene?
Not sure.
Okay.
I know she helps manage it. So like a manager helps manage it with Lucille and Arthur. Not sure.
But she's very much hands-on. Yeah, very much
hands-on. She's a masseuse. She does massage therapies.
And herbalist as well. So she's very much hands-on. And so you've met them on here on our family health shows, but you'll get to meet them if you wish to go along to the Restore Your Health 10-day residential program. And the information, as you can see, there's plenty on there. You've got your contact details, you've got the dates on there. So book now to reserve your place. If you haven't been before, we've been, and it's a lovely setting. So the focus will be on boosting your immunity and your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being, with evening and morning devotion as well. Andre Crawford, he will be one of the speakers there. So please feel free to take a screenshot. And if you do go along to Manor House and you've heard about it from us here on TTI, please mention us to let them know that you heard about Manor House via TTI. We'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. And thank you all for your support. I was going to say, those who have done the detox, the detox that has just been finished, it was a 12-day detox. There's another one coming up as well, but we'll let you know about that next week. Okay, there's a 10-day detox coming up. That was with Louise Reed from Mercy's Door. And I know three of our presenters, at least three of our presenters, or possibly, no, four of the presenters have all been on TTI. So it'd be good to hear some testimonies from that at some point. But thank you all for your support. We look forward to hearing your testimonies, even if it's from things that you've applied from way back. And if you wish to support TTI financially, our account name, True Temperance International Limited, the sort code, account number, and international bank number, IBAN, is all there on the screen for you. So we do look forward to your support through your prayers and your finances. And also there is an opportunity to go onto YouTube and see our previous presentations where you can share, like, subscribe. What? How do you say it? Like, subscribe, and share, and
subscribe. Press the notification button.
Press the notification button. That's the other thing as well, and you'll be notified whenever we share another video. So I'm just going to end the screen share here, and we have another one for you. So we're still looking to see if our main presenter for today, Dr. Gandhi, is available. Perhaps I'm praying, and I hope you all pray with me that his internet connection comes on. I'm not sure which device he has, but we're trying hard to get in contact with him. We have sent messages, so we are praying that he does manage to come on. In the meantime, we do have a video that we can share with you. And I'm going to ask you about the challenge from last week as well. So I'm just going to share this video. Here we go. Can you see?
Of August to the 4th of September 2022 in beautiful Wales, Cefnlee.
Sorry, I'm just going to pause there. I need to click full screen. Can you all see my full screen now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Preparing for tomorrow today.
Can you? Oops. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
Right.
That sounds a lot like a holiday. Calm apart and rest a while.
Sorry. Let's go there again. Are we ready?
Calm apart and rest a while. A 7-day health conference.
I've sped it up.
Showcasing the wonderful message of health in the.
Oh dear. We'll get there. Here we go now. This will work. This will work.
Calm apart and rest a while. A 7-day health conference showcasing the wonderful message of health in the UK. A conference bringing together ministries, sharing their experience and knowledge with you in the form of physical health awareness, spiritual health and well-being, nutritional know-how and cooking demos, health exhibitions, and much, much more. Please join us on the 29th of August to the 4th of September 2022 in beautiful Wales, Cefn-Lee. Save the date. To express an interest, please email ahreformers@gmail.com or ttinternational777@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you very much. Forgive me for my lack of technical skills at the beginning. There's a little glitch there, but I'm sure you can forgive me. We're a forgiving family. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, we set a challenge on water health because we looked at hydrotherapy. And there was kind of 3 challenges that were given to you. First of all, it was to calculate what was the quantity of water that you would need for your body, because we recognize that the amount that you need depends on several factors, including your activity level, your age, your gender, and where you lived, as in whether it was a hot country or a cold country, the climate where you are. There may have been one other thing, but I suggested that you went on some kind of hydration calculator to work out how much was necessary for your body. Secondly, was to increase the amount of water that you're having, because many of us are dehydrated or we're just not drinking enough. If you are already drinking enough, that's fine to maintain that. And the third challenge was to use water externally and to go with the contrast showers. Now, I know some people are doing that, and I'm really pleased that you've been able to incorporate that into your lifestyle. But for others, the challenges are real because the weather is cold and it may not be that encouraging to have that contrast shower. And so we set the challenge out there, and we'd love to hear your feedback to find out how you've managed to get on with those challenges. So I think we're going to give you the opportunity now to unmute and feedback and let us know how you got on. So yeah, how have you managed with the challenge? Did anybody calculate how much water they need to drink? Because some people may say, well, I drink 8 cups of water. Is that what your body needs? Is that enough?
Very quiet this afternoon.
Yeah.
Hi, Sharon.
Hello, Samantha. Nice to hear you.
My Zoom dropped off, so I'm not sure what you mentioned, but I think maybe about water. So for me, I've been drinking 4 litres of water. I've been doing that as part of my lifestyle protocol from Manor House. That was November, December time, 2020. And although, according to my weight now, I don't need 4 litres, my body has got used to it. And I feel better for drinking that water. I know that it will help the body and flush everything out. So, yeah. Was that
Excellent.
Your question?
Yeah. So I'm also going to ask you now, for some people, they're thinking 4 litres. I can't even manage 1. And I'm always going on the toilet. So how do you cope with the need to, because obviously if you're going to increase the amount of water that you drink, your frequency of urination is going to go up, or at least the need to. So what do you do to manage to retain that water in your cells and not have to be going to the toilet every 10 minutes?
So in the morning, I start off with 1 litre with lemon. And that first litre that I have in the morning, maybe I'm going to go to the toilet about twice before I leave the house. And then throughout the day, I'm having maybe 300 130 mils or 200 mils of water. So I'm really breaking down that 4 liters. I'm not having a big hit of water. And I find my body started to get accustomed to it. At first, I was going to toilet quite often. I was, needing to go quite often. But once my body got used to it, I found that I didn't need I didn't need to go to the toilet as often. It takes time for the body to adjust because anything like that is new. But it is possible. It is possible. And,
And I know the kind of job that you do. You're on your feet all the time. You can't, it's not always convenient for you to be having to nip to the toilet. I hope you don't mind me saying, Samantha, you're a nurse. And so you're on your feet all the time. If you're with patients and you need, it's like, so your body has managed to adjust.
Yes.
And that's a testimony in itself, because I mean, I know for the work that I do, I work in the healthcare services as well. And if I'm with patients, I can't be dashing off every so often, to go and use the toilet. But we know it's not healthy to keep it, because then you could end up doing damage to your kidneys. So there are things that you can do to, and if you to help your body, to your cells to use the water and hold on to the water that it needs. And then obviously your kidneys will work to help you eliminate the excess water or any wastes with your water. If you're not sure about what to do, you can always go back onto our YouTube channel and watch the presentation, because we do give it, I did give some advice about what you can do to help with water retention. But thank you so much for that, Samantha. I believe we are having some difficulties with getting hold of Dr. Gandhi, and we were really looking forward to this presentation on sodium, potassium and vitamin A and how it helps with your nutrition therapy. I think there may be some problems with his connection, with his internet still. It was okay up until earlier on this week, but I think we're having some difficulties. And the other challenge that we set was the contrast showers. So Carol, I see you have a hand. Maybe you're going to tell us about your experience doing the contrast showers.
Oh my goodness, listen, contrast showers is not going to happen with me, not in this country. I'm sorry. I've done it in summer, but I can't do it. It's like how old people say, you be careful you don't catch a cold. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to speak in regards to Samantha. I mean, how tall is she? Is she about 7 foot to drink 4 liters of water? Like, it's like, I thought that if you can overdo it and drain your, and drain your brains, like if you overdo it, like 4 liters. So yeah, that's what I wanted to ask, because I know summer I do 2 liters. I'm 5'4". I may do a little over 8'5" now, but I mean 4 liters. I thought you could drown your brains. Like, just wondered. Yes. Wow.
Well, Samantha is not the first person I've heard say that she drinks 4 liters. I've heard a gentleman who comes on here quite a lot. He said the same thing, but it really does depend on your personal health needs. So maybe Samantha can speak on that if she's available. Her screen's gone dark. Samantha? You may have been.
I am still
Oh,
here.
okay, yeah. So, did you hear the question?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
So for myself, Carol, I had been going through some health issues, some serious health issues, and from, I don't know if there's anyone on here from Manor House, but from my lifestyle protocol, that was what was suitable for my health needs. I understand you may think that's a lot of water and you're flushing away salts and things like that, but like I said, I'm not drinking all of that in one go. Obviously, our bodies produce a lot of saliva, and that's about 1 liter's worth of saliva that we produce a day. So obviously that water is being used by the body is using that water, and obviously with that I'm taking my supplements as well, and then I'm eating a whole food plant-based, which is all like alkaline forming, so it is being used by the body, and I feel fine for it. I haven't had any adverse effects.
I was going to say, how tall are you, darling? And yeah, how tall are you anyway? I'm just curious. How tall are you? You don't want to say? Why? You don't want to say how tall you are? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
She's on mute. Oh, Samantha, how tall are
I'm
you?
nearly 5'8", nearly 5'8".
Oh, okay. So you're quite tall for a lady. Yeah, it's good height. She's laughing at someone saying. Okay, so now I understand maybe for your health needs, yeah, because it may probably make sense there, because I know a lot of men usually do take more liters of water than women. So I understand that, but yeah, okay, no worries. Thank you,
Can I
Samantha.
say something here, Sharon?
Sorry, Audrey. Yes, by all
Yeah.
means.
Let's remember that the Bible says we are wonderfully and fearfully made.
Definitely.
Therefore, as long as your kidneys are functioning properly, as long as you do not have a kidney disease that would prevent you flushing out the amount of water that you take.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Amount of water, and it does not do you any harm, because any excess that you do not need, the kidneys will flush everything out. And the goodness of it is that it flushes out impurities as well. So it actually cleans you up. And you mentioned the fact that you drown your brain. Let's remember, the brain is almost, I believe, more than 80% water. So you cannot drown the brain. And the kidneys will take away what you do not need. If we remember also, if you take sugar or any of the products that we take in, what we do not need is stored away or flushed out. For instance, your sugar will be stored as glucagon, and the liver does that. So anything that you do not need, you'll flush out. Now, I remember that when I joined the meat ministry with Dr. Thomas, I believe he was called when he came here in the early 2000s.
Thomas Jackson.
Thomas Jackson, thank you. Thomas Jackson, thank you. My weight was, I was size 20 at the time. I was really quite heavy. And when we calculated how much I needed to take at the time, I was close to her, but it was 3 liters and a little bit over. And it didn't do me any harm. It worked. In fact, my brain was much clearer. I could think better, when I drank that amount of course, with the plant-based diet, I lost weight and therefore it came down a bit, but I stuck to the 3 liters until age demanded that I go down. Thank you. I hope that will help.
Thank you. I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, that helps. And I mean, one of the things that I mentioned was to do with brain fog as well. So some people, when they wake up in the morning, they still feel tired, and the brain, they're struggling to string a few words together. Maybe I need some water, actually, although I know I've been drinking quite a bit today. But it really does help with that as well. So thank you for that testimony there, Audrey. Thank you very much. And yes, we are really fearfully and wonderfully made. Now, I am definitely under the impression that we're not going to be able to hear from Dr. Gandhi today. Am I correct, Edgar? Yeah, that was a thumbs up, not an affirmative as in he is coming on, but he's not coming on. Okay, right. So apologies about that, everybody. Some of you may be very disappointed, and I'm sorry, I really am sorry about that. But I know the presentation he has for us, he will not let it go, okay? We will, like who was it that said, I'm not going to let go until you bless me? Who remembers that? Who was that? Was it Isaac?
I can't.
Jacob.
Jacob, thank you. Yeah, so we're not going to let go of Dr. Gandhi until he blesses us with this presentation. If it's God's will, we will hear from him at some point, but it's not going to be today. So I'm really sorry about that. But sometimes these things happen to give us an opportunity for something else. And I know that Sister Joan and Louise and Louisa and Lucille, Sonia Barnes, I believe it was, have just completed the 12-day detox. And I know you've not been prepared, so I don't know if there's anybody on here who you would like to bring on to share their testimonies. But I do have another hand from Jonathan. So please, Jonathan, what would you like to share with us? Hopefully it's another testimony.
I was going to say, it's give us an opportunity to share. We've got 2 years worth of information here. So I think it gives us the opportunity to interact and dialogue and talk about the things that work for us, the things that we practice, the things that may not work so well for us. So it's an opportunity for us to talk and to share.
Sorry, can everybody hear Jonathan? Because he sounds really quiet to me.
He sounds distant. Sounds a distance.
Jonathan, can you just repeat that again, but just go a bit closer?
Sorry, can you hear me?
You sound very faint. I can hear you, but maybe I need to turn up my volume. But everybody else seems.
Ask him to get closer.
Everybody else sounded louder. Edgar's telling me to ask you to get closer to the microphone.
My mouth is in the phone, so I don't know what.
Your mouth is in the phone. Okay. Are you anywhere near able to go to where Charlene is?
No, can you guys hear me?
It's all right. Just carry on. So what Jonathan was saying was it's an opportunity to Sorry, can you speak again, Jonathan?
He said it's an opportunity, as we had 2 years worth of TTI, of health programs, an opportunity to hear from other people who's probably been with us from the beginning, and those who's probably even new that just started a few weeks or months ago, for a testimonial, and just to hear their experience as well, being with us.
Thank you, Charlene. Okay, the two shall be one. Okay, so do we have any more hands of anyone who would like to possibly ask some questions about our about the health conference that we're looking to put, which we are going to put on, definitely, and God willing. And if there's any other testimonies about anything else that's happened, it could be you've heard one of the presentations from speakers in the past and you've implemented something, or you've got some queries. We haven't got all the presenters on here now, but perhaps it could be something that we could answer anyway.
I've got a testimony, please, Sharon.
Yes, Beverly, lovely to hear from you and to see you and mummy. Hi. Yes, Beverly.
You're saying hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Hi, sis.
Two things. I mean, I've found all the programs I've attended very, very beneficial, and but I'm telling you, the one where the doctor, I think she was from South Africa, that talked about living a healthy life in a holistic.
Yes, Dr. Louisa Magapi.
Yeah, restorative.
Yes.
Restorative manner. I went back because I missed the very beginning of that, and I thought when I caught the end of it, I thought I have to hear this. So I went back and I listened to it, and I'm telling you, I've been sharing this with everybody I talk with, because when she says you have your feelings, and that's fine, because as humans we have got our feelings and our reactions to things, but when she said then you make a choice, and the choice you make should be restorative, and I thought it was like a light bulb coming on for me. And when I was talking, I was sharing this with my son, who's not an Adventist, and his wife was there. And I was saying to him, what I got from it. And he says, I said, what if you see someone that is an enemy per se, and you're passing, what do you do? He says, Mama, I just hold my head and go straight. And I said, but is that restoring a relationship? Is that restorative to you? And his wife said, yes, it is restoring to him. But he said, no, I just ignore people. And the message I got from the presentation has really helped me to make some really beautiful choices and to move on really in a positive way with relationships. And I've seen results. So I just want to say thank you. And what I wanted to say as well about the challenge with the cold shower. Hey, I'm kind of screaming when you put the cold water on. I have done the 30 seconds cold, but it's not easy. But what happens, what I would like to say, it's the beautiful, invigorating feeling you have after that cold shower. It's amazing. Again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Beverly. And it isn't easy, but I've done this so many times. In fact, I went for probably about a 6-month period of doing it every day. And the odd 1 or 2 days when I missed it, I really missed it. It's cold now and I'm not feeling it right now. However, I have to do it because if I talk about it, it's no point me talking about it and not doing it. And so my aim, and I don't always hit it, is to go for at least 3 times a week with the contrast showers. I did on Thursday, and this morning I was like, shall I not? And I was like, the moment I start deliberating, it's not going to happen. So what I have to do is just make up my mind and turn that dial. And whatever happens, it's an experience you got to go through. But as you said, it's so invigorating once you've done that. You come through the other side and you just have to say, even if while you're going through it, you're saying, hallelujah, okay, whatever you have to do to testify, you will come through it. And so long as you're fit and healthy, able to do that. Or even if you're not, it depends on your condition. It really does depend on your condition. But it will help with the immune system to just get the blood pumping through your system to help boost your immune system. So I really do recommend it. And I'm trying to read some of these messages in the chat, so I will pause for a little bit. But Colin, you have a hand. So in fact, most of us have 2 hands, but I can see you've put your hand up. So by all means, share a testimony. Thank you.
It wasn't so much a testimony, it's just adding to the comments of what was just being shared, in that there is the proof, the medical proof, scientific proof to indicate that with the cold showers, it does increase your white blood cell count. And as you were just indicating, you almost took my thunder by way of increasing your immune system or improving your immune system. And that is why some people will actually go out in the middle of winter into cold waters and have a swim. It does work for them. Now, I do appreciate that everybody else here can do that. But what you can do, and this will help for those who really want to take on this challenge, is not just go into the shower and then have hot water and then go straight to cold and then straight to hot. Start from hot and then slowly, by a degree or 2, decrease the temperature. Decrease it bit by bit until you get used to it, and then lower it some more until you get used to it, and then lower it some more until it becomes really cold and you can just about bear it. When you can bear it for, say, a minute or so, then slowly increase it back up again. It just helps to make it more bearable. It's not cold showers that give you a cold. It's viruses or bacteria that give you a cold. You won't suffer from having a cold by taking a cold shower every now and again. But the way to endure it is to do it slowly so that you don't shock the body. That's my advice to all.
Sorry, can I just say, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I was just joking about you get a cold, because I was just saying, bantering, saying, black folks always said, oh, man, you don't get a cold. But in fact, you just reminded me, actually, Colin, I actually, last week, I actually did a sauna. And when I'm in a sauna, I'm able to go into the cold water. So, yeah, I just forgot. And then I thought, oh, yeah, by the way, I did go sauna, but I haven't been for like ages. So, yeah, Sharon, yeah, I did the hot and cold because I was in the sauna, and then I always go in the cold water. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
By any means necessary, Carol, by any means necessary. And yes, when I do the cold showers, I tend to get colder and colder and colder. I do 10 seconds on one level, then another 10 seconds even colder, and the final 10 seconds on the very cold setting. It's not, well, it's cold. It's cold. It's the temperature that the water comes into the pipes at. And then off it goes. Okay. So yes, I did see, thank you very much for that, Colin, and for your messages also in the chat. I really appreciate that. And you have made some really good points. So there was another hand by Audrey, but it's gone down again.
Yes, Sharon, it's just that I was just going to add to what that brother mentioned, to say he is absolutely right, but you have just mentioned it, that you start from, if you bring it down gradually, you get used to it. I mean, from the time I was taught how to use this, I've ever since used contrast showers. I actually love them. I don't give up. The only time that I may, if I am late somewhere, instead of doing 3 of them, I might just do 1, but I always end up with a cold. And what is interesting, if it's in winter, you actually get warm. You know, when
just to clarify what you just said, when you said you always end up with a cold, you mean you finish with the cold setting? You don't end up with a cold achoo. You finish with the cold setting.
Even if I do just 1, the last water on me has to be cold.
Yeah.
Yes, but if I'm going to do 3, I always start with a warmer one, and then I go, I mean, it's cold, but then I go a little bit colder, and then towards the end, it's really, really cold. Yes. And it really works so well. You are nice and warm when you finish after that.
Yes.
Cold,
definitely. Yeah. In fact, in comparison to what you've been in that shower, everything feels warm, even if the windows are open. Yeah, it feels warm.
Yeah, and as he said, when you do that cold, you actually increase your white blood cells, which are your fighter cells. So your immune system is actually brought up, and therefore you cannot catch a cold. If anything, you fight the cold better.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Because a question just came to me. How do you get rid of a cold quickly? And for some people, that's what they do. When they do these contrast showers, they don't have a cold. Absolutely. They don't have a cold. Some people have said wearing the masks, they've not been able, they've not had a cold, which is, it's a protective thing. That is biblical. If somebody has some kind of infectious disease, they should be covered so that everybody else is spared. But also having this, I'm not saying that everybody should wear masks. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that has prevented many infections, the spread of many infections. But also there's several ways. And one of them, which I can testify about, is doing the contrast showers. Because even before the mask business, I was doing the contrast showers, and my frequency of getting infections was a lot more reduced. So thank you for that. Charlene, do you see any comments or questions in the chat that either on YouTube or on here? Okay, I've been told to ask this question: how do you get rid of cold quickly? If someone has a cold, influenza, would anybody like to share remedies that they've used to help with this condition? I can think of some myself, but it's always good to hear other people's suggestions.
So can I just say what I've done? Because I remember when my son came home, he had COVID, and what I did, I brewed up garlic, fresh ginger, fresh lemon, hot water, and a little bit of honey, and he didn't have it bad. And that is my go-to, even if I'm feeling like I'm having a little sniffle like now, today, actually. I did that. I had 2 cups of it. And so hopefully by tomorrow, I'll be all right. So it never lasts with me. So garlic for the antibiotics. And then you've got the ginger, build up your immune system. Then you've got the vitamin C, the lemon. So it's been good. And the honey, that's my go-to. Thank you.
So just to repeat that, was it just the 4 ingredients? Garlic, ginger, lemon, and honey?
Yeah, a little honey, organic honey.
Do you use any water?
Oh yeah, water, definitely.
I mean, in the mix.
Yeah, so I do the fresh ginger and the fresh honey and the
So when you say you do the
and
fresh ginger,
then
you
so
grate it or do you put it in
yeah, so
water?
what I do, I literally sort of juice the ginger through the blender, and then I juice the lemon. You know, you could do lemon, or you could just squeeze it directly in, and then
in a juicer.
and then I grate the garlic in a way, because I end up eating the bits of garlic anyway, and then pour hot water, or not boiling hot, but hot water on it with honey. And yeah, and also it tends to kind of cleanse you as well, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean, but it cleanses your body, so it's good. So that's what I do, and it works. Basically, that's my remedy.
Praise the Lord. And with all things, we do need to pray as well, because the healing comes from God. So we'll pray and we take our remedies, and
that's
then
right.
Thank him for the results.
Yeah, I always ask God to help me get rid of, that's right, my cold. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Edgar's talking to me right now. Okay, right, so let me just have a quick look. And anybody else with any other remedies that they tend to use?
There is another remedy also taught by the meat ministry, and it's called natural penicillin.
Yes, nature's penicillin, yes.
I hope I'll remember the correct way that it's done. I know there's garlic in it, there's ginger, there is, I believe it's eucalyptus oil or peppermint oil, a few drops of that, and then a whole orange, whole lemon, whole, what's the bitter citrus fruit? What is it called?
Grapefruit.
Make sure they are organic or properly washed, but you blend the whole fruit. The whole fruit, that's your orange, your lemon, and your grapefruit, 6 cloves of garlic.
Including the skin?
Including the skin, everything together. You remember it, I believe, and I checked that one out. I believe that, quinine that was used, the antibiotic that used to be used for malaria, that bitterness is very bitter, because I suffered malaria and I drank that. It's terrible. But the bitterness of the pith from the grapefruit has got quinine apparently in it. So that's why they called it a natural antibiotic, because quinine is an antibiotic. Therefore, that bitterness is what helps as well with improving. You blend all the bit of water, and then you blend all that, and you keep it in a glass jar, and you take, because when you blend it, it's sort of thickish, you take a teaspoon 3 times a day of that until you get better. Then once you are cured, then you take a teaspoon a day to keep your immune system up.
Okay, so that's a teaspoon a day. And the grapefruit, actually the flavor of the grapefruit does remind me of medication that I would have had in the past before having the nature's penicillin. It really does taste like medicine, but it's food. So you're not gonna have the side effects of the medication, but you have to be mindful that if you are taking so much garlic, and if you are on blood pressure tablets, it may bring your blood pressure down a bit too low.
And also, if you are on blood thinners, remove the grapefruit. If you're on a blood
remove which one?
Grapefruit.
The grapefruit. If you're on blood thinners, right?
Increases their function, so you may bleed a lot. So if you are on blood thinners, do not include the grapefruit. Remove it.
Thank you for that, Audrey. Okay.
The issue of blood pressure. I'll give you a little testimony here. My sister came over. I brought her over for a meat ministry from my country, for a meat ministry course, and she was on blood pressure medications. So she came in, and she was with me, and I was on plant-based diet already by that time, because I had already attended a course before. And the next thing, my sister was collapsing on me. She was literally collapsing. I thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? What will happen? And then I started asking questions, and she was on blood pressure medications in addition to what we were doing. And the blood pressure just went low. So I cut her off the blood pressure tablets, and she was back to normal. So yes, you're right. That's something that one should be very careful with. All these things are able to bring down your blood pressure. And
sorry.
No, I was going to say thank you very much for that, Audrey. But bear in mind, we're not encouraging, we're not telling people to come off your tablets. Obviously, if there is something like that happening, you do need to see your GP. But you do need to take immediate steps as well. So we're not telling people come off your medication, further medication. You need to, as we said in the disclaimer, please consult your physician, your GP, your general practitioner. And if you are going to do something like that, you need to liaise with them and let them know what you're doing, because it can be, you can lead to some irreversible conditions. But thank you for the testimony, because it goes to show you that there are remedies available in nature that do the job. But be very careful if you are already on medication.
Plus, sorry, plus Sharon. So I know Colin's got his hand up. I was going to say moderation as well, because Audrey mentioned 6 garlic. I only use 1, because I know if I use that amount, I'm not on no medication, thank the Lord, but that would just purge me. I'll be going to the toilet so much. So I just think moderation in all that we're doing, you know.
Can I say that the amount that you make with a whole grapefruit, a whole orange, a whole lemon, and 6 garlic cloves, that will take you to 3 months. So you won't be eating a teaspoon.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I was going to say.
She did say 1 teaspoon a day.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I run downstairs. That was it. It must be at that time. Sorry.
Yeah, so you're not going to be eating the jarful in one day. No, a teaspoon a day.
Keeps for 3 months. It's okay for up to 3 months. After that, you've got to discard it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification. So I'm shortly going to be calling on one of our speakers, Joan Cornwall, also known as Holistic You. But before we do that, I'm going to ask Colin if you would like to share some more information with us, because you have a hand up.
Thank you. Yes, it was just to answer the question, what do you do to address the cold? And I can only speak for myself, really. As what's worked for me personally, it's been a good 20 odd years since I've had a cold, or anything that's lasted for any more than, say, 2 or 3 days at the most. All the natural remedies that have just been suggested are excellent. So yes, garlic, turmeric, ginger. The other thing that I might put into a mixture would be manuka honey, a high grade manuka honey, which has some antioxidant properties that you can include in your mixture as a natural remedy. But what works for me best, I find, is that old wives thing of a facial sauna. You can buy facial saunas in the UK, 15 to 25 pounds or so. The more expensive ones double up as a essential oils diffuser. But if you can't afford that still, the old wives thing was to get the bowl of water, probably a small bowl with the towel, or somehow ensuring that the steam is directed to your nose and to your mouth. But before you do that, drop in, and Sharon, you might want to add here, an essential oil of some sort that would be particularly beneficial. Yang yang, eucalyptus, tea tree, Vicks, even just that. And to drop that into the water and then to exercise some deep breathing exercises, making sure that as much as possible you take that steam that's been infused with the essential oil as deep down into your lungs, into your bronchioles and alveoli, as deep as possible, doing that several times until perhaps you can't take it anymore. Do that several times, and that will just help to address the germs that's in your mouth and lungs area. For me, if I do a good dose of that for a good 5 minutes or so, that works to me very well.
Thank you very much. That's so that is hydrotherapy. That's using water in its state of being a gas. Okay, so the steam is going to work through your system and help with killing the bacteria and taking the herbs, the benefit of the herbs, into your bronchial tube. So thank you very much for that one, Colin. That's one that we all do in our family if we need to. In fact, my husband was sharing that one with our pastor earlier on today. Steaming, and he mentioned using menthol crystals. That's another thing that you can use. It's not expensive. A small container of menthol crystals lasts a very long time because you only need a tiny pinch, a very small pinch, and it packs of power. It packs of power. It's really, really powerful. I'm not sure what my husband's saying. He says, "What if you have a couch?" Oh, a cough. Sorry. What if you have a cough? Sorry, I was thinking a couch. Okay, what can you do for a cough? I'm coming back to that question. I'm coming back to that one. But before we go, or unless somebody had a question and answered straight away, if not, we're going to come back to that one. Is there an answer?
Gargle with salt water. If the problem is in the throat, I mean, there are various types of decongestants that you can use, depends on the nature of the cough. But if it's just something that's being a tickly cough, gargling as regularly as possible with salt water, making sure you don't ingest. Just gargle and get the germs out again.
Okay, thank you very much for that one. And some people stick by the old traditional honey and lemon to soothe the throat if you're quite sore with all the continuous coughing. So but there are a variety of things that can be used. I'm going to take this opportunity now to invite Joan. I was going to call you Dr. Joan because to me you are Dr. Joan, but anyway, I'm not going there. I'm going to invite Joan, who's from Holistic Q, to come on and share with us some of the things we've been doing over in Manchester, because whilst we've not been on every week, TTI have been supporting Joan with a special thing that's taking place in Manchester. I'm not talking about Manchester, Jamaica. I'm talking about Manchester, UK, north of England. So Joan, are you available to unmute and let us know, or let the viewers know, the listeners know, what's been happening over in Manchester South?
Yes, hi Sharon, and hi
Joan.
to your viewers. Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Lovely. So hi everyone. I was actually going to be reading through some information about vitamin A, being one of the things that Dr. Gandhi was going to cover, but I'm sure that we'll leave that for a later date.
Oh, and Joan, Dr. Joan, I'm happy to hear it.
And then between Sonia and myself, we were going to share some information about the recent 12-day detox that Louise has done, but I've just entered the details, so I think she's gonna pop on. She's gonna pop on. But you've asked me to share some information about what we've been doing. Yeah. To share some information about what we've been doing in Manchester. And I'm sure your viewers are thinking, well, what's going on in Manchester? Well, Manchester South Adventist Church, they wanted to embark on medical missionary training. And as I'm sure you're all aware, it seems as if health is at the forefront of everyone's minds, simply because of the past 2 years and a lot of the health challenges that people have been having. And in particular, we've known that in the communities, a lot of people have suffered greatly or have been challenged greatly from the not just the pandemic, but also the lifestyle diseases. Because one thing that came out, one of the reports that came out when they were doing sort of like a research, they found that a lot of people.
Joan, can you just hold your thought? The research, that's something that came out. Are you able to put your camera on?
No.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fair enough. Yeah. You were saying what's came out with the research? A lot of people.
A lot of people were suffering from lifestyle disease. I would put my camera on, but remember, this is it. This is impromptu. Ladies have to get themselves ready when before you call them on. And so I'm thinking, something. I am not running into my bedroom, and I'm not looking for my special Sabbath best, and I'm just quite relaxed and chill today. But anyway,
sorry, Edgar's just asked me to remind you that men have to get ready too.
and so one of the things that came out in the research findings is that people were, apart from the pandemic, people were still suffering from the lifestyle diseases. And so Manchester wanted a medical missionary training for some of their members. And so what they did was put together an evangelistic program, of which medical missionary training was one of them. And I hear Dr. Audrey talking about Dr. Thomas Jackson when he held medical missionary training. And actually what we're doing in Manchester, or myself and supported by members of TTI, is that we are conducting a medical missionary training in Manchester for 6 Sundays, 7 Sundays, because the first one was induction, because we wanted to make sure, and we talk about medical missionary work, and of course we're going to be showcasing this in August the 29th to the 4th of September, and we hope and pray that you're all going to be able, well, all of you, gosh, that would be wonderful, to attend, because you will actually, we are keen to share our knowledge and skills with you all, because we love this work. And for us, we know that it's so beneficial to people that we've come across, including Lucille at Manor House, and Sonia, my colleague, Louise. We're all medical missionaries. And so we've been doing it for the past 3 Sundays, I think. We've got 4 Sundays, I should say. We've got 3 more Sundays to go. But essentially, we've been sharing knowledge and skills and practical applications regarding how to manage lifestyle diseases. And the top 10, in fact, the NHS has said that 2/3 of diseases that people present with to the NHS are totally avoidable. And so therefore, when we conduct medical missionary training, we like to aim it at lifestyle diseases. So you've got the cardiovascular system. So we've been sharing information about hypertension and stroke. And then you have the respiratory system, which is, so lifestyle diseases, influenza, asthma, endocrine system, kidneys, diabetes. And then you've got, help me because I don't have my slide in front of me, but essentially we're looking at all the lifestyle diseases. I'm trying to think back to what we did the
digestive.
2nd week. That's it, digestion, which is constipation and the digestive system. And so it's the top 10 lifestyle diseases, and it's the lifestyle diseases. Oh, that was it. Alzheimer's and dementia. So the nervous system, Alzheimer's and dementia. And you may all say, well, yes, these are the top 10 lifestyle diseases, but you can't prevent them. Actually, you can. You can actually prevent all of those diseases that I've just mentioned by changing, doing something with making changes in your lifestyle. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we have actually seen the results of using simple remedies, simple applications. I'm talking about herbal applications, poultices, exercise, making sure that you eat foods rich in vitamin B complexes. It's all of those things. And so going back to Manchester, we have been so blessed because we have seen, you may be surprised, but we've got a doctor and we've got nurses on the medical mission training, because many of them want to use their skills to use natural remedies, which is absolutely wonderful. And so we've got the curious, and we've got those who are already in the health field who are curious, but they want to use natural remedies, because sometimes we find that years and years of other ways of doing it doesn't actually bring the results that people really want. And that is why it has been a blessing with us being up there in Manchester, sharing what we know with those people, those delegates. And I have to say that, like I said before, health and wellness seems to be at the forefront of everyone's mind. Everyone wants to be well. Everybody wants to be healthy. And the thing is, I think there's that saying that I'm sure TTI mentions sometimes. It's health is not everything, but without health, everything is nothing. You cannot do anything lying on your back. And so what TTI are doing, myself, Lucille, Sonia, Louise, TTI with the programs, we are evangelists for health, because we're saying, look, while we have the time, while we have the resources, while we have the physical health to be able to do it, let's get ourselves healthy, stay healthy, and get others healthy. So that is what we've been doing in Manchester, which has been a great blessing. And the thing is, I know TTI, all of us, on this platform who are health evangelists, are keen to share that with you. And that is why we, praise the Lord. I don't know how it happened for us to get that week, such a key week in the height of the summer, to be able to, well, I do know, I'm sure Shoni will share a testimony, I'm sure at some point with Sharon and TTI, but to be able to meet face to face, to be able to have other people who are involved in the work in the British Isles, who are able to share their knowledge, share their experience, share their skills in a lovely Christian setting. We do hope that you'll be able to join us. It's not an advert, I'm passionate about it. And to be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to it. And I know that it's providence that God has allowed this to happen and for us to be able to do this, because I'm not sure that anything like this really takes place in the British Isles so often, if at all.
Yeah.
That's me in a nutshell. That's me in a nutshell. Sorry, I could go on forever because I'm talking about something I'm absolutely passionate about. And those people who know me know that when I start talking about it, my eyes light up, and I absolutely love work. And I'm hearing Colin, and I'm thinking, Colin, a medical missionary? When he's sharing his information with or answer questions that he's answering. I'm hearing Dr. Audrey. It's lovely to hear people talking about it and giving their input about the best practice. That's what it, so I'm calling on my colleagues, if anybody wants to talk up, like Lucille, Sonia, Louise, if you've got anything to add. I know Louise is on, and she's going to talk about the 12-day detox that we've, Sonia and I have done presentations with her. And I'm telling you, the testimonies are amazing. And there's just one person, Louise knows who she is. I cannot believe the dramatic change in this woman's complexion. I just can't believe it, because I know what she looked like before, and I could not believe when I saw her giving a testimony.
God is good. God is good. God is
on the detox
amazing.
program. So back over to you all. And
thank you so much for that, Joan. And the thing is, what we're doing in Manchester with the I like to call them medical missionary cadets. what we're doing with this group of people, it's going to be replicated again because it's 2 sessions we're doing back to back, and then it may well be replicated in a location near you. But we just go in as the Spirit leads, as the opportunities arrive, and we're moving and not keeping stationary. We're just being dynamic for Christ, because that is what he wants. That is what he wants for us in these days that we're living in. And by God's grace, we're planning to continue with the energy that he's given us to keep delivering. I'm not sure if you've heard of any other locations, Joan, that where the churches are looking to host medical missionary training. But if there are any church leaders on here, perhaps you may want to contact Joan or through TTI, through True Temperance International. You do have access to our email addresses, and which is on the poster for the Come Apart and Rest a While. So by all means, you feel free to contact us, and if it is to happen, it will. If it's God's will, it will happen. So we're going to go over to Louise very shortly, and thank you so much for that spur of the moment, Joan, sharing with our viewers what's happening in Manchester South. And it's exciting. It really is. Oh, I'm so enjoying it. I've learned so much through being there and assisting. And I tell you, the digestive system, wow, powerful, powerful, powerful. So much to learn there. And yet the information is there. We just need to do the research. So Audrey, I saw a hand, and then we can go over to Louise if she's on here.
Thank you. Briefly to say that, you know, what you are all doing is just so fantastic. 80% of type 2 diabetes can be reversed with lifestyle. Diseases can be reversed. And that's what, for me, that's what the most important thing is. You don't need to take medications if you can reverse. And if you work with your doctor, like you said, they will gradually reduce you and take you out of medication. I have seen it myself. That has been done for me.
And you know what? Nobody can argue with your personal testimony. So thank you so much for that. Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to invite, is Louise on here or Sonia?
Yes, she's on.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna mute, and we'll give you about 10. We've got to put a time limit, because just like Joan, we have some talkers on here, but we do want you to speak. So by all means, go for it, and we'll interject when we see fit. But please, if there's anybody on here that's been on your program and has a testimony, we are more than happy to hear from you. So Louise, over to you.
Thanks, Sharon. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you, and you look like you're in a jungle, in a nice way, surrounded by grass.
I'm waiting for the greenery, so I've invited it here. Thanks, Sharon, and welcome to everybody on TTI and all my colleagues and stuff. Thank you, Joan, for that wonderful testimony and for sharing what's been going on in Manchester, because it has been absolutely wonderful being a participant in that, in terms of being up there with you guys. And you know, I don't think it's going to be just a Manchester thing. I'm hoping other churches really take this on and really get their people and people get clued up in terms of the work and how to do it. But I was just listening to Sister Audrey, and she was saying 80% of type 2 diabetes can be cured, can be reversed. And I'm just like, I felt like punching the air in joy that somebody else is like, yeah, you know what I mean? Because it is so true. We've worked with people who's been on meds for years, and there's been a turnaround. And so I know that it's possible. I've seen it with my own eyes so many times. So amen to that. And, you know, in regards to the detox that we've just finished doing, 12 days of cleaning the colon, the liver, and the gallbladder, that has been, we've added the gallbladder in, that's the first time for us. we've had some wonderful results, Sharon. People have been, you know, they've been amazed themselves, and we are amazed, and we're thanking God for the results that's happened. People have lost weight. We've had people losing like over a stone in 12 days, and I'm like, wow. People have lost a bit less, but it's been a wonderful experience because most of the people on this group has all been very new people to me. And so working with that group, they were really, you know, working with each other. They were really supportive to each other. The Zoom presentations by Dr. Kumosa, by your Sonia, and also by Joan were absolutely wonderful. So getting those team together was like, that's like a God thing. He put that team together so nicely, because when I was planning it, I was thinking, you know, I need to get some other people involved who know their stuff, and I can work with them. And then it's like they all came together. They worked so superbly together. I was like, yeah, praise God, this is really worked out. And to see men on the group, even though some of them were hiding in the background because they're at work, and we had some up front, mainly females, but it was absolutely amazing. With all the results that happened, everybody lost some weight. Everybody has, most of the group, like we started off with 20, and at least 16 of them have passed gallstones. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing experience for them and for me, looking at all the pictures. And people are saying, oh, I can't show you my poo. And I'm like, hey, I've had my right finger up places where I didn't ever want to put them. Do you understand? So you ain't, that's nothing. That's nothing. Dr. Komosa made me do that, actually. She was like, put your finger, and I was like, okay. But that was a learning curve for me in South Africa when we were training. It was a wonderful experience there. But the people on this program, what I really want to say about the program is the way people have worked together, the way people have supported each other with the menus, sharing their juices, sharing their ideas of lunches for salads, their breakfast salads for fruits and stuff like that, walking when they didn't want to walk, exercising, all sorts of things. It's been absolutely amazing. And, you know, the particular sister that Joan is speaking about, yes, you know, for someone who has had the lifestyle diseases that she's had and the experiences that she's been through, it's amazing how she's come out the other end in a marvelous and wonderful way. Her face was like, she looked like 10 years younger. Her face, I was just amazed, and I was like, I need to watch that lady because she's looking better than me. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I don't like that. I don't like that. But she looked absolutely wonderful, and her determination paid off. You know, she's been she's got high blood pressure for donkey's years, been on meds, she's diabetic. She's off all her medication now. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we didn't take her off her medication. She took herself off the medication before your hotline starts. Oh, you're not allowed to do that. No, she did it herself. And so we just have to say praise God. And people who's had lots of other health issues, they've said, you know, I can sleep better, I'm feeling a lot lighter, all those type of things. So I'm looking forward to the one in April, even though it's not going to be the gallbladder, it will just be the liver and the colon. I'm looking forward to that one. But our next liver, colon and gallbladder is in August. So I'm hoping a lot of the people from here take the plunge and join us.
Okay, so sounds like definitely one for the diary. The liver, gallbladder, and
the colon.
And the colon in August. It's my birthday in August as well. So hey, maybe.
Maybe.
You said everybody loses weight. Now, what about people who don't need to lose weight? How does that work?
Unfortunately, we're good. You know, I always say to people, because people always come on the program and they say to me, look, I'm quite slim already, but I know I need to detox. How much weight am I going to lose? And I say to them, I can't say to you how much you're going to lose, because everybody is different. Every single body's body is different. And what will happen in one person's body will not happen in another, and so forth. But everybody does lose some weight. Some lose a little bit more than others. Some lose a lot more than others. But it happens. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. But I always say to people, when you're detoxing, put more of your healthy fats in, like your avocados and your nuts and your stuffing, all those type of foods in as well. And if you lose weight for a short period of time, you can put that weight on, but put it back on nice and healthily, so that it doesn't go the opposite way, of course. So it's not a bad thing. One brother said to me, he was on the program, he said, Sister Louise, you didn't tell us we're going to need a new wardrobe. And I was like, like that. So we don't say how much weight you're going to lose, because it's impossible. But unfortunately, or fortunately for 99% of the people, they want to lose weight, but there's always that small percentage who don't. There's nothing we can do about it. We just say, try and use these foods afterwards to get that weight back that you wanted.
You know,
Okay, go on, Joan.
Yeah, I was just going to say to Louise that I just realized that when our body retains toxins, then of course it changes our complexion, it makes us sluggish, makes us have skin conditions. And now I realize that through this detox that this lady went through, you know, the liver, the gallbladder and the colon, she literally just got rid of the toxins that were manifesting itself through her skin, really, as well.
And if you remember, she's a cancer survivor. She had, I think is it renal cancer? Yeah, she had cancer, and due to an accident that she had. Do you understand what I'm saying? And from then, her health became a bit of a problem. And it's amazing that all these years she's been trying to do the right thing, eat the right thing. You know, I was at a retreat with her recently, and she was in the kitchen. She was cooking healthy stuff. She's using the good stuff in her foods. You know, she grows a lot of her own stuff, but the body just needed that extra little kick. That's what it needed. The body needed a cleansing, and once the body had the cleanse, she got the payoff. Do you understand what I'm saying? She got the payoff. So I want to say praise God for that. Praise God that she just kept on going, and she said to me, she sent me a message. She said, I'm fed up of taking drugs and medication. I want to get my life back on track, and I want to come off meds. And we didn't even say to her, you must stop taking meds. She chose to do that herself, in terms of, we were saying, if you're going to come off meds, you need to do bit by bit by bit, keep a track on what you're doing, monitor yourself, you know, let your GP know, all that type of stuff. And that's what she's been doing. And God's blessed her and so many others on that program with excellent results. So praise God.
Thank you. So we're looking forward to hearing more testimonies, because every time you do, sorry, Edgar's just cooking in the background. Every time you do one of these programs, there's always testimonies. And I know one of the presenters has her hand up. So Sonia, I'm going to be quiet. It's hard for me. There's a lot of people that like to talk on this thing. Maybe that's a side effect of being a medical missionary. You can't help but testify. Okay, so
I like listening to you, Sharon. I really, really do. You always make me laugh. So that's good. That's good. And laughter is what? Good medicine. That's
indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Yes.
Right, I'm going to be quiet and allow you to speak. So go ahead, Sonia.
Yeah, just a quick comment. Quick comment on the back of what Sister Louise is saying. It's really a pleasure to be working with such marvelous ladies and doctors there as well too, you know, on this challenge that's gone. And where the focus was also on the gallbladder. Oftentimes we forget the bile. The bile is that should be this soapy texture type of liquid that flows from the liver. Of course, liver makes bile, it stores in the gallbladder. But oftentimes we forget about the gallbladder. So it was a really, really good cleanse. And of course, you can hear all the testimonies from all the people who took part. So the testimonies. And of course, you know, we want to, when you're encouraged to eat your fruits and your vegetables, you know, it's because by eating such way, your bodies are nourished. When I say your body, talk about the organs. And so these are the organs that are working tirelessly behind the scenes, and the liver is such a one of them. And, you know, for the bile, we need our bitter foods. Don't run away from the bitter foods. Embrace your bitter foods. You know, so chicory roots, it could be watercress, anything that is bitter. We need to run to those. And, you know, things like drinking our lemon water in the mornings as well, or beetroot juice, all help to make good bile. If we're not making good bile, we will tend up to have gallstones. Not only that, but interacting with our digestive system. When we eat our fats, we need also bile to help break down that fat. Mm-hmm. And how many times when we eat our food, we have these acid reflux going on, and think we need to just look back. What is my bile doing? When's the last time did I have a flush? You know, because I call it a forgotten fluid that we forget about. So yes, this was a brilliant one. I actually took part in the challenge myself, although I know about, you know, the drinking, the process of it, and what the ingredients involved. For the person who says, I want to do it, but am I going to lose too much weight? As Sister Louise just said, you know, your body's clever. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. And so the body, once you're putting in the good fats and the protein, in which way you're putting it in, the body will balance out itself. Mm-hmm. But we need to cleanse. And I think often we think, okay, because we're on a plant-based diet, then I'm good. But just remember, or plants, you know, being sprayed sometimes with all these things, we're not eating organic. And even then, sometimes we have to cleanse. I would say once you can put your thumb on your wrist where you can feel the pulse, we have parasites, but also we need to cleanse. We must cleanse these organs, not every month, but at least 3 times, maybe twice a year, to get them, to nourish them, because they're the ones who are working really, really hard. And I just want to quickly also add that when we eat our fruits and our vegetables, the body then knows how to manage them. And I'm going to make a special mention of, during the lockdown, we were told, and of course, when to protect ourselves, we're having a lot of zinc supplements. I remember people contacting me, can you order the zinc? Can you order zinc for me? Because of course I get them from the dispensary. And of course the product is really good quality. And, you know, having zinc, a lot of zinc in the body will push the copper out of the body. And these two minerals, they are agonists against each other. They fight against each other. So if you have too much zinc in the body, you reduce the copper. And if you have too much copper, it reduces the zinc. And, you know, copper deficiency is really a negative to the body, even though you only need it in a small amount. But thyroid problems, sleeping issues, you name it, you can have that. So it's just to encourage us all to continue eating our dark leafy green vegetables, eat the rainbow, you know, eat all the grains and the nuts, because by eating this way, it supports the body better. The body recognizes the foods as opposed to other things. Of course, if you're deficient and you're quite low in the nutrients and you need that mineral quite quickly into the body, more than what's there, you want to increase the levels, then you will go to a supplement, but ensure it's a good quality one. So just coming back around to the fact that it was a good time, Sister Louise, and we look forward again to the gallbladder in August. But just to encourage us all to continue to eat healthy as much as we can.
And Sonia, just really quickly, you said a really a wonderful thing here in terms of eating the colors of the rainbow, because one of the things that a lot of people said on when I do detox programs, not just the gallbladder one, just the 10-day normal ones, which is, you know, as I said, the next one's in April. People say, well, what am I going to eat? How can I eat raw for so long, 10 days? Or, I mean, the first 2 days, you're not even eating, your juice is your food. Do you understand? And the amazing plates that people, you know, came up with, it was just absolutely amazing. The colors, the different things they put in, the colors that they put, you can see the designs that they made. It was just amazing. Once you just get them started and they see other people's, we shared some recipes, we shared some, not everything had to be made fresh. So like you share recipes and people were like, you know, they were going into places they'd never been with their food, and they said, I never knew that food could be so nice. I never knew I'd enjoy my salad for that long of a period of time. And they said just making a different dressing, putting it on there, made a massive difference to my food. And adding my nuts and my seeds and my bread, it was just amazing. So yes, colors, they're eating the colors of your rainbow is so important.
Very, very, very. You know, that's why sometimes when we lack the nutrients in the body, so we go to supplements to increase. But what we need is just to clear out the ones who are responsible for ensuring that what we're eating and what we're drinking, that we're getting the benefits. And that's the colon, the liver, gallbladder, really, really important. So yes, eating the rainbows, eat the rainbow, quite crucial.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Sonia. And you can see we have more people who are very enthusiastic about the topic of nutrition. If you want to know more about what Sonia has to say, you can always go back on our True Temperance International channel on YouTube and look up the BCD of weeds. Okay, that's when Sonia presented, and I'm sure you've done another presentation.
The 3 M's?
It wasn't BCD, it was the 3 M's.
Oh, it was the 3 M's, the 3 M's. Okay, sorry, that was another presenter, which was also amazing. So it was the 3 M's, it was the magnet. No, I can't tell you what it was because then I'll be spoiling
the
it.
Mitochondria, the
I can say, I
Yeah.
wasn't going to tell them. I wanted them to go back and find out. But anyway, you've told them now. Magnesium, mitochondria, microbiome. But again, powerful presentation. What was I going to say? Oh yes, you said about the salad dressing. Listen, when I discovered how good gravy could be to make my dinner even that bit nicer, I took gravy on another level. And that was when we had the cooking presentation with Curly Sue. The gravy, I just, okay. And then you can do the same with your salad dressing. It really does. Do you remember there was an old television advert that's, I won't mention the name brand, but there was a particular salad dressing that they would say that if you put it on, the food would come alive. Okay, so you had this dead looking piece of food and you put the salad dressing on and then it's like sprung into life. You can do the same with your salad dressings, okay, that you make yourself. It doesn't have to be brand. You can be your own brand that you make with your natural lemon juice and your and some of the essential oils. I was like, oh man, I can't wait until my next salad. That's not me. That's not me. Okay. So and you really have encouraged me to come on to another detox program. I know sometimes it doesn't quite work with what I've got on but hey, it's going to have to work. It's going to have to work because you only have one you. Okay. Even if you're a twin, there's still only one you. Okay. Even if you're identical, there's still only one you with your heartbeat. So thank you so much for sharing with us. There's much more we can say. I know Joan could tell us a lot more about vitamin A, and she was working on something like that. So I'm not sure if we're going to go with that for now. I think we'll let that one rest for now, but we will revive it, okay? Okay, we're in the revival business, so we will revive it. And at this point, I'm just going to take the opportunity to go through our promos, and thank you so much everybody for staying with us. This has been a really good opportunity to feedback. Okay, it's been a fantastic opportunity to feedback and to ask some other questions, which have been quite useful to hear the comments afterwards, and some more time in the chat as well, because I can see the chat has been popping up. So thank you so much. I'm gonna, Charlene, is there anything particular that you wanted to share before I go back to the promo slides?
Not really. I did have a whisper in my ear regarding there's a program starting tomorrow if they would like to. I'm not sure if she is on. Lucy, regarding tomorrow with the testimonies from the residential as well.
Yes.
With Lucille.
Yes, hi, Shirley.
Oh, you're here. Hi, Lucille.
Hey.
Yeah, I've been sitting here listening to the program and it's been absolutely lovely. And I want to say hi to Samantha. I heard her speaking earlier as well. And hi, Sharon, and hi, everyone else. Yes,
Hi,
I've just been
Lucille.
listening to everything. I've been enjoying it. Yes. Yeah, yes, we have a program starting tomorrow. We've got a residential program, Restore to Health program, which commences tomorrow, and it runs for 10 days. But we're now working on the next program, actually, which is the April one. So we've got spaces available on the April program, which runs from the 3rd to the 13th of April. So that's at Manor House, which is in Staffordshire, just at the M1, not M1, M1 if you're coming from London, and M6, just off the M6, yeah. Okay.
Quick question for you, Lucille. Quick question for you, Lucille. What kind of things would you be doing in the residential program, just so that people might think, actually, I wasn't thinking about it, but now you've mentioned that.
Yeah, residential programs, they tend to be more structured, more intense. So you come, most people have health conditions. However, saying that, we have a couple of people who have been before and they've come back on a refresh. So they just come in to have a break, come in to enjoy the plant-based food as well. But if people have health conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and they've tried so many different things and it hasn't helped them, so people will come, they get assessed every morning, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, especially if they are diabetic and they may be on some insulin or something like that. So we do assessments every day, and based on those assessments, we determine which therapy they have, and they have a therapy every day. And the first part of the program, again, Louise mentioned it, we look about cleansing the body, giving the body time to what they call autophagy, get rid of dead, sick and dying cells and start replacing those sick cells with healthy cells. So that's the first part of the program. And then we introduce solid foods. So even though the first part, people consider it fasting, we put them on juices. So it's nature's finest juices. A lot of the juices, the plants we get from the garden. At this time of the year, it's a bit more of a challenge because not much is growing. So we have to purchase those in. But yes, we put them on juices. We make the juices for them, which helps support the body through that cleansing period. And then after, it depends on the person. It's always tailored to the individual. We don't have one protocol that we give to one person. It's based on the person's health condition and their age and their reserve energy as well. We determine how long they will go on that juicing for. And then after a certain period of time, the maximum we do it for is 5 days. And then after 5 days, introduce solid food. So that's when they get the opportunities to start masticating, whereas before they were drinking. But even though we say that, we tell our health guests, you should be chewing your juice and drinking your food. So we say, chew your juice and drink your food, so that the juice gets mixed with the saliva and the food becomes like liquids. So we all know that digestion starts, first of all, in the mouth. Yeah, so we encourage that mastication of the juice and the food. And so they start masticating from about day 5, day 6, I should say. And then we introduce, what's it called again? It's a 2-meal plan. Science call it intermittent fasting, and that's the proper intermittent fasting that was recommended in the guidance that we have been given, which is a hearty breakfast in the morning, and then 5 to 6 hours later you have your second meal, and then in the evening we tend to give a broth. So that's what they have in terms of the food, and it's all whole food, plant-based. Also at the same time, I mentioned they have their therapies daily. They also have health presentations daily. So some of the presentations that you see me give, I provide that presentation every day. They also have practical demonstrations as well. we show, for instance, we might do dry body brushing, how to, especially during the winter time, looking at microgreens and sprouting, especially because you can't get your green leafy vegetables so easily. So we show people how they can have greens all year round. You mentioned the flu bomb. We demonstrate how to make the flu bomb as well. So we have different practical demonstrations as well on the program. We have morning and evening manna. So first thing in the morning, well, it's not the first thing, but one of the things we have in the morning around 7:30 to 8 o'clock, we have a devotional. And then in the evening, 6:30 to 7:30, we have another evening devotional. And that may look at all different aspects of relationships, about relationships with each other and relationship with God. So we also have exercise as well. So we have sometimes, especially for people who have diabetes, they have light exercise first thing in the morning, as well as the digestive walks. And the walks are around the canal and the different fields and different places that we have around Manor House. So that's a brief overview of the program. The feedback we've had, we do evaluation of the programs that have always been positive, so much so that health guests do come back again.
Okay, so thank you for answering that question. And it does sound like it's something you ought to do to treat yourself or treat somebody that you love. And you taught me a new word there, Lucille. Autophagy. Autophagy.
Yeah, I don't know if I pronounced it properly. You know, I've used to saying autophagy. That's the proper way to say it. Autophagy.
How are we spelling faggy? F-A-G-E-Y?
But if you pronounce it autophagy, but it's autophagy.
Autophagy. Okay, well, I'm going to look that one up again. But you have taught me anyway. So you said it's getting rid of allowing your body to get rid of what's not living, or something like that.
Yeah, the dead and sick dying cells.
The dead and sick dying cells. Yeah, I do. Yeah, thank you for that one. So you will always learn something new on this program. So whether it's autophagy or autophagy or whatever, you know, however you wish to pronounce it, you don't want dead and dying cells in your body. You want revitalized and living cells. So thank you so much. I am going to take this opportunity to share our screen promos again. If I can find it, we are, I think, okay. And I've just been asked to play the video again as well. So I'll just share the PowerPoint slides and then we'll finish up with the video. And I'm at the end of the slide, so that's not gonna work. Right at the beginning. So well, it was going to happen, but it will happen another time. Okay, so here we have the disclaimer, which you've heard. The Telegram groups, for those of you who are not on Telegram but would like to stay in touch with TTI in the week, we have the spiritual health group, the men's wellness group, and the women's wellness group. The URLs are there for you to take a screenshot if you're not that quick at writing it down, and join the relevant groups on Telegram. There is also some, you know what, we do a lot of the devotionals, and Lucille is amazing at sharing the devotionals on our WhatsApp group. I'm not sure, I don't think we have as many shared on the Telegram group, the spiritual group I'm talking about. So we're going to address that one as well. And any questions, encouragement that you wish to give on the wellness groups, and any prayer requests on the spiritual health group, you know, we're always happy to pray with our viewers. So thank you, and we look forward to keeping in touch with you on those groups. We have come apart and rest a while. This, you will see the poster. We have some presenters, Andre Crawford, who does the evening and morning manna at Manor House. We have Alvin McQueen, who's done some of our cooking demos. He'll be, hopefully we'll be having cooking demonstrations from him over there in close to Newport, that part of Wales. We have Lucille Fifield, who you've just heard from at Manor House. Joanna Daniels, she'll be sharing some workshops with us. Dr. Conrad Vine, some of you may have heard of him before. He will be speaking on religious liberties and medical missionary work. We have Sonia Barnes, who you've just heard from today, and our dear pastor, Dr. Sam Davis as well. So these are some of the presenters that will be coming along with TTI and the Health Reformers Association and other ministries over there from the 29th of August to the 4th of September. This is a week. You could call it residential. You can join us for the weekends if you can't make the whole week, or just come on the Sabbath. There's different rates, but if you are interested, please contact True Temperance International or Association of Health Reformers, and on the video you will see our email address. It's also on this poster, which we will be putting in the groups as well. Oh, of course, it's on the other side of my screen. The emails are there. Okay, it's there, ahreformers@gmail.com or ttinternational777@gmail.com for more information and for the booking forms.
Sharon,
Shani.
sorry. Before Sonia, if I'm thinking, it's not Sonia, it's Jackie Brown.
Oh, sorry.
Will be coming, but
I haven't got my glasses on.
Yeah, so it's not Sonia, it's Jackie Brown. And there's more presenters. There's Louise and Sonia will be there, but not in a workshop. And then, and there's others, David and so forth.
That's right. We'll have a physiotherapist there as well. So Sonia, sorry if I gave you a heart attack. I really am sorry, but no, that isn't you on the picture there. That is Jackie Brown. Thank you for that, Shirley. And if you are interested in this, please don't contact the conference office, the Seventh-day Adventist conference office, or Kef and Lee directly. You need to come via the email addresses that are on the screen there for you, or if you have our phone numbers. But preferably, if you use the email address, then you'll be able to get your thank you. You'll be able to get, sorry, I'm being distracted by someone who's telling me I need to put my glasses on. Yes, Joan, I've seen that. Okay, Edgar's showing me. You've made me lose what I was going to say now. Basically, contact us. The emails are there. And the poster may change from time to time just to keep it live and dynamic, but most of the information that you see there will be on most of the posters. And come and learn using the methods that Jesus used by preaching, teaching, and healing to live a vibrant life. Okay, reset your hormones. Shirley, can you speak on this one? Because I've been talking for a long time.
I would, but my
sorry, I can hear you have baby duties. Okay, so reset your hormones on Sunday, the 20th of March, from 4 till 6:30 p.m. UK time, 11 till 1:30 p.m. US time. So it's 11 o'clock a.m. to 1:30 p.m. There's a cost there for this class, and it is a coaching and cooking demonstration class covering the topics of eating for your hormones, understanding your menstrual cycle, and eating to reduce period pains. This will be presented by Deborah Blaine, who's a women's health coach, and Janine Higgins will be doing the demonstrations. She is the founder of Plant Easy, and the information for Plant Easy you can see the Instagram. No, there's a web page at planteasy@icloud.com, but you can also go on Instagram and just put in Plant Easy as it is spelt there, and there's a phone number. So for more information on this reset your hormones, please contact Janine on 07967 626 391. Okay, and remember, this is for your loved ones. It's not just for, the food can be eaten by anybody, okay? And the information, you can get the information and share it, whether it's with your daughter, your wife, your sister, your grandparents, well, maybe depends on the grandparent, the age of your grandparents, whether or not they're going to need to reset their hormones. But yeah, it's valuable information, and I am sure you will not be disappointed if you tune in. And this is going to be on Zoom, so don't worry. It's not, if you think, oh, I don't live nearby, you will be able to get the information. The class is on Zoom, so it's what do you call it? It's when you're not there but you're there. I've forgotten the word. Virtual. Thank you. A virtual class. So and yeah, the food is good. I know it's good. I've made some of Plant Easy's food and it's very good. And then Restore to Health. This is a 10-day residential program starting the 6th of March. So that is actually tomorrow. This is a poster. This one, the places are full, but as Lucille said, there is another one coming shortly after that. So the details are there for Manor House. If you wish to take the information, you can contact and find out more about the future residential programs to come. But that one's a 10-day one. And I'm sure there will be testimonies coming from there. As you can see, Andre Crawford is doing the morning and evening devotions. And thank you all for your support. There is the information. If you would like to support us financially, as you can see, we have lots of programs going on. We've got the Manchester Medical Missionary Training, and we've got the health conference coming, and all of this is going to need financial input. So if you wish to support us financially, obviously you attending there will be wonderful. But if you can't attend, or even if you can and you still wish to give us a donation, we would appreciate that. So thank you all for your support. Please keep praying for us as we pray for you, and we will stay in touch. Next week's yes, please book early for the conference as well. Next week's presentation will be coming to you on TTI from, have I stopped share? Yes, it has. Okay, we'll be coming to you from Mayman Wilson. Okay, Brother Mayman Wilson will be presenting on TTI next week. And what's the topic, Edgar? Oh, of course. We are doing the body systems. We're doing many of the different body systems, and we'll be doing the reproductive system next week. So the doctor and the doctor and the preacher? The teacher and the preacher. The teacher and the preacher. Got to get it right. Mayman Wilson will be joining us on here next week. So I look forward to that presentation. And I'm going to go ahead and move to another screen share. So I'm going to try and mute.
Come apart and rest a while, a 7-day health conference showcasing the wonderful message of health in the UK. A conference bringing together ministries, sharing their experience and knowledge with you in the form of physical health awareness, spiritual health and well-being, nutritional know-how and cooking demos, health exhibitions, and much more. Please join us on the 29th of August to the 4th of September 2022 in beautiful Wales, Cefn-Lee. Save the date. To express an interest, please email ahreformers@gmail.com or ttinternational777@gmail.com.
Okay, so thank you for staying with us and watching the presentation. I do like the music on that one. I can't say it was my piano skills there, but the images, some of them may have been stock images, but some of them were from things that we have done in the past. We have done lots of things in the community with teaching, medical missionary training, as well as doing it was a vegan fest. That one of them was a vegan festival in this Nottingham City Centre. These are things that practical demonstrations we will be doing there. So please, 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 you will not be disappointed if you book early, reserve your place, and come apart and rest a while. Yeah, the spaces are being booked up already. So please, if you would like to join us, get in there early, and you'll have your space there. So by God's grace, we all look forward to seeing you there. And I've just seen something that's made me laugh, but there you go. Laughter is good. But we have reached our 5 o'clock. We've been on here for 2 hours, and it's time for me to have my final meal for the day. So thank you so much for joining us on YouTube and on Zoom. And next week, we will have another presentation. By God's grace, it will be by Brother Mayman Wilson. And I will take this opportunity to say